League of Legends at its core is all about two things: decision making and execution. The two concepts are quite intertwined. Having better execution means that you can have more options in your decision making, and making the right decisions means nothing if you can't execute properly. Today, I'm going to be focusing on decision making on its own. But specifically, I'll be focusing on something I believe to be the core reason as to why many players may be coming to the wrong decisions or not even making a decision at all. First, let's think about what actually goes into making a decision. If you want to make any meaningful decision in your life, you probably aren't going to make it arbitrarily or randomly. There is a reason for why you're making that decision. Maybe you decide to purchase one car over another because of the price. Maybe you decide to buy a more expensive car because you believe its features are worth the extra money. Maybe you decide to invest your time into someone or something because you found that that person or thing has given you a good return on your investment in the past. Whatever it may be, there is a reason for that decision. And that reason can be equated to the information that you collect combined with your interpretation of it. Without information, we have no way to know the difference between decisions. Imagine you had to choose between buying two cars, but you couldn't know the price of either one or what the vehicles had to offer. You would just have to hope that you pick the vehicle that better suits your needs, and 50% of the time, you're probably going to be wrong. Gathering information is the first step to making a decision, and of course there is no difference when making a decision in League. I've noticed this to be a problem with a few of the people I've been coaching. They often are not gathering the right information to make the correct decisions. Whether it be not panning their camera to the fight or not using their lull states to assess the map and collect information, the gathering of that information is missing. Understanding how a fight is developing, the state of other lanes, where your teammates are moving, or just understanding who is strong and who is weak at a game are all examples of important information that you need to be collecting in-game so that you can make the right decisions. But even past that, you need to make the decision actively so that you can actually learn and adjust for your future decisions. From the example earlier, if we have invested time into something before and it has given us good return on that investment, then we know that in the future we will probably want to invest in that same thing again. The same goes for League. If there is a play that is happening that is similar to one that has happened in a previous game that went well, it's likely that you're going to want to make that play happen again. Now, this shouldn't be used as an excuse to be unspecific in your decision making, because that can turn into a nasty downward spiral that will keep you making bad decisions. You need to be specific in your understanding of the problem, hence why the information collection stage is so important. So just because you roam top and died to their enemy Riven one game, doesn't mean the Riven's ungankable or unkillable. Maybe it just means that you tried to force the gank too hard when it wasn't the right time. The details of the information is important because the constant attention to the details will help you build a better intuition and therefore make better decisions. So if you ever feel like something is not going right in your games, like you are in the wrong place at the wrong time, if things are happening around you but you feel like you're low impact, or anything similar to that, really ask yourself if you're collecting the proper information to make the correct decisions in game. If you couldn't show up to that crucial play, ask yourself why you couldn't, and figure out what information you missed that would have led you to making the right decision. If you made a decision and it didn't work out, ask yourself why it didn't work out and what alternative decision you could have made instead. With enough time, practice, and intentional learning, your decision making should improve drastically.